Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you are new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. We are Pan-Africans. We are young Africans. We are missionaries, and our mission is to fight for the unification of Africa. Our mission is to bring our energies together to see a united Africa in our lifetime. We want to see a united Africa in our lifetime. And for us to achieve that, we, the youth of Africa, we must bring our energies together. We must bring our brains together. We must bring our minds together to figure out what we can do to see a united Africa. Because a united Africa, me and you know that the predicaments, the disrespect that Africa is getting from the rest of the world will never change until we are united. So how do we unite? How do we do it? You know, bring your energies, bring your brain, bring your mind. Let us all figure out what we can do to see a united Africa. So I thank you very much for coming around. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Facebook. And I'll call on, as I keep saying, I call on the other groups, other platforms. Let us all bring these groups together and then forge a united front, so that together we can all move together to see this unification of Africa become a reality. So I thank you very much for coming around. So today, where are we going? We are going to Britain. We are going to Britain. There is this Romanian refugees in Britain who cannot imagine their children sitting in the same classroom with black children and Asian children and Indians and Muslim children and all that.
After a week of staying there, her guest told her there were too many Muslims in the area.
We were quite shocked at how difficult she found different cultures.
She felt there were just too many Muslims.
Too many Muslims, too many people with different skin colours.
Her guest's son was enrolled into the local school, where the majority of children happened to be black and Asian.
And then to just have her complain about the demographic of the school and going, well, he can't be safe there. There's not enough white kids, essentially. The majority of my neighbours are Muslims. A lot of them are Kashmiris or Pakistanis, Indians, and they're wonderful people. And you just felt if you just would sort of give them the time, perhaps we'd come to the same conclusion.
They both agreed to end the placement.
Where I became to the worst area of the Birmingham, unfortunately.
Oksana moved here from Kyiv last summer. She admits that at first, living side by side with so many different cultures made her feel afraid.
I was very afraid because it was not usually for me, and and some people just told me about so many dangerous stories.
And I asked myself, are these the same people that America is forcing African countries to vote at the UN in support of them? Are these the same people who cannot imagine their children sitting in the same classroom with our children? Are they the same people that America is forcing us, or the West are forcing African countries to support at the UN? You see, as we keep saying, the only solution to all these problems is a united Africa. Because as long as we are not united, we'll be bullied to even love people who does not love us. We will be forced to love people who does not love us. The other day, the president of Ukraine, I don't know how all of a sudden he see himself to be some extraordinary guy, some super guy. He was also talking about just recently when African countries didn't vote to support his country at the UN. He was kind of like talking about how serious they should now also take Africa how serious. Before they didn't take Africa serious, so now they should go to Africa, as if like the way Americans are coming to Africa and the way Russia, everybody is coming to Africa to tell us or to dictate to us what to do. They should also now come to Africa to present themselves to us. I don't know. And in your country, you are not telling your people or you guys were not wise enough to tell your people to have respect for other people. You see, one thing I noticed is that in that Eastern Bloc, in Eastern Europe, the only country in Eastern Europe that have little bit of respect for Africans is Romania. The only people you will come across, citizens from Eastern Europe, that have little bit or that goes with Africans are Romanians. For that one, we must I must say it, because I have the opportunity to interact with Romanians, Polish, Bulgarians, Hungarians, and all these people. For some reason, they have some serious hate towards African people for no reason. I don't know why. Especially Polish people, especially Polish. It is so difficult to come across a Polish person who love Africans. I am not saying all of them, but it is so difficult to come across Polish or Hungarian who have like respect for Africa. And I don't even know, because these are poor countries. And they love to be like, they love to see themselves as racist towards African people. For whatever reason, I don't know. Just watch the video, what these people are struggling to. They are saying how difficult it is for them to see their children in the same classroom with other minority or other people, apart from so-called white people. These are the people that we've been forced to support at the UN. We have been forced by the West, especially America, to abandon our problems in Kenya, to abandon our problems in northern Nigeria, to abandon our problems in Mozambique, to leave our problems in Congo aside. We should leave it, because we were made to suffer. We should leave it and come on board to free Ukraine from suffering. And yet, Ukrainian people cannot imagine their children sitting in the same classroom with our children. And then we still see Africans, some Africans advocating and then feeling sorry and sympathy for what is happening there. Yet they don't have the same sympathy for what is happening in Congo. Why all this kind of like self-hate that we have for ourselves? We all saw when this war, Russia invasion or whatever, special military, whatever they call it. We also, when it started, how they treated African people in Ukraine. We all saw how they treated, to the extent that African people, women were pretending that they are pregnant. They said to go to hell with your pregnancy. We would rather put a dog in the train to live than you.
I was pregnant. They didn't care. I was begging. The official literally looked me in my eye and said in his language, only Ukrainians, that's all. That if you are black, you should walk.
If we went on social media, everybody was talking about how Africans were being treated in Ukraine as they fled this conflict.
Man, these people left without taking the blacks, man. None of the blacks, man. See.
These are the black community. We are not allowing any black people to enter inside the gates. We are all here. It's only Ukrainians that they are allowing in. Even the ones with kids, they're not.
They would rather allow dogs and animals to board a train than to allow Africans. Africans can go back there and die. This is what we all saw the videos. This was what they did to us. And yet, we have been forced to leave our problems aside and come to UN and then vote in support of them. At least Russians did not do that to us. We are not saying Russians are angels, and we are not saying nobody is angel. All that we are saying is that we want to mind our business as African people now, because wherever we go, nobody don't like us, especially Eastern Europeans. For that one, we know, especially Eastern Europeans. And sometimes you don't even know, these are poor countries. The other day, I was watching a video about the Azon battalion in Ukraine, how their members, these Nazis that America is supporting today, using black people, taxpayers' money, and other citizens' taxpayers' money to support. I heard them saying how they are ready to exterminate Jewish people and black people. When you are talking about Jewish people, I'm not Jew. So I'll allow them to fight for themselves. But my question is, what has black people or African people have done to you, to these Eastern Europeans or these people? Because for what I know, Africa never invaded you guys. Africans, like, we don't even have any relationship to do with you people. Africans don't have any relationship to do with you people. So where did you guys get that hatred towards African people? That is what I don't understand. Because normally maybe you have interacted with somebody, or you have connection with somebody, and through your interaction you may do something. You may do something to hurt the person, and then through that hurt, the person will use to dislike you or to hate you. But we never done anything wrong to these people, and yet they have serious hatred towards black people, to the extent that even when countries like England and Germany and all that, when their national teams go to these countries to play football, and there are black people in there are black children players, you can see the kind of racist behavior they will act towards these black people. And I ask myself, what have we done to you? What have we done? Like, we have nothing to do with you people. So where from that hate? And with all this, President Zelensky or whatever will still want African support. The other day he was on the phone asking the president of Uganda to support them to vote in favor of them in at the UN. And then you ask yourself, you people want all this favor come from us? We should leave our problems in Africa and come and free you, help free you. And yet you are not educating your citizens to respect us. No, we are no more ready for that. We have too much problems in Africa to deal with. Then rather to leave it out there and then be jumping on the boat to come save you guys. At the end of the day, after saving you people, you will turn back and hate us. It has always been like that. Anytime we support any group of people, or we stand in solidarity with any group of people, after they gain their freedom, we are the only people that they will hate. We saw it in America. All the civil rights, when they were fighting for everybody. Hispanics, Mexicans, whoever. They were fighting for everybody. But today, we all know what the level of hatred. I don't know what we have done to people, like as African people or black people. I don't know what we have done. Nobody. For no reason. We have never invaded nobody outside of Africa. We have never done anything wrong to anybody. But you're going to see them coming to us with serious hatred. Where is all that from? It is about time we focus on ourselves and leave these people alone. Because as long as we continue to fight for other people rather than focusing on ourselves, they will continue to hate us, because it looks like they are born with that hatred towards African people. And then we must focus on ourselves and leave everybody to fight for themselves. So I thank you guys very much for coming around. Until we see you next time. Thank you, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission.